Somebody get Crying Van Jones on the phone. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about the Republican Glenn Youngkin defeating the Democrat Terry McAuliffe to become Virginia's next governor. Now, before I get into it, I just want to say that I'm proud to be from Virginia myself, 1,000%. I want to thank all you guys who went out there and campaigned and donated and, of course, voted for Youngkin. Without y'all, this would not be possible. Now, if you would have asked me probably 2 months ago if this would happen, I'd be like, nope, not going to happen. McAuliffe, he's going to win. Virginia is a blue state, and it's been like that for a long time. I mean, go back to last year, the 2020 election. Trump lost Virginia by 10 percentage points. 10 percentage points to Joe Biden. Now, I understand what some of you guys are going to say. Hey, it was funny business happening. It was taken. I get it. I understand that part. But being from Virginia, I saw the state change as a kid over a period of many years. When I was a little kid, Virginia was a solidly red state all the time in every election. But as I got older and D.C. expanded, we'll talk more about that in a minute. As D.C. expanded, it just became more and more and more of a blue state to the point where now I'm nearing 40 years old. I look at Virginia as a blue state. I mean, they go blue in every election, not just for the president, governor. Every election is a blue election. But this one was not that way. You're talking about 10 points. Really, I think now McAuliffe lost by 2 points. So there was a 12-point flip from last year to this year, just 12 months. So the question is, what happened? Why are we right here today? Well, I think there's a few reasons. First of all, people don't like what Joe Biden has been doing as a president. I mean, look at the state of the country. Aside from the elephant in the room, which I get to in a minute, look at how the country is performing. You got all these ships backed up off the coast of probably Virginia, too, because it's a port right there. You got ships backed up in Virginia, California, Gulf Coast, everywhere. There's nobody to really work because you got all this free money floating around. Inflation is ridiculously crazy. Try going to buy food. Try going to buy gas. Try going to buy anything. Like, if you can get it in stock, good luck. And if it is in stock, you're going to pay an arm and a leg and your firstborn child, right? So people don't like what's been happening with the country. Okay, you got the illegal aliens pouring in, and it's fine. And one of the main things in Virginia that I noticed, although I'm not there right now, being from there, I just observed local news out there. People are upset about all these mandates from the virus. I mean, they had been shut down for a long time. I think Virginia, as a state, had been shut down longer than almost any other state, if not the longest. Unnecessarily so. It was to the point where you're kind of like in the penitentiary. You're in prison. Okay, so people did not like the way Virginia was going. They did not like Joe Biden's policy. So a lot of people that voted for Joe Biden in 2020 went the other way this election. As a matter of fact, from the New York Times, they did that. I see every county in Virginia went more red. Every single county, even the deep red counties far off in the West. And shout out to you guys out there in the western part of Virginia. You know, Bartart and all those places, Big Stone Gap, Bristol, all those places over there. Shout out to you guys for coming out in droves. The rural votes really made a difference. Although it might only be like 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 votes, every single vote counts. Because as of right now, I'm recording, it's like, about 9:30 a.m. on Wednesday, November the 3rd. As of right now, the New Jersey race is hanging in the balance by like 100 or 200 votes. So every single vote counts. They add up. So don't let anybody tell you out there in western part of Virginia, small town Virginia, that you don't matter. You most certainly do matter. And you most certainly matter in the big liberal areas as a conservative. Because one thing that happened was places like Loudoun and Fairfax, although they're not going to just swing totally Republican, meaning it'd be a red county, although that's not the case, there were still much more Republican votes there than there had been previously. You understand what I'm saying? and all that counts as well. So rather than having like a 65-35 split in Loudoun, for example, I'm not sure if that was the split last time, but let's just say, for example, that it was. Rather than having that, it's 55-45, and it makes a big difference. You're talking about 20,000, 50,000, 100,000 votes, perhaps, in these areas that goes toward the total. I think the gap is like 75,000 in between McAuliffe and Youngkin. So every single vote counts. And thank y'all for doing that 100%. I'm glad you guys did not let the Democratic machine demoralize you, talking about, oh, my vote don't count. It ain't going to matter, all this and that and the third. You guys showed up and showed out. But Youngkin was not the only one who won last night. You also had two more people that won. Well, there was many more all over the country. Many more things happened all over the country. But there was two more people that won in Virginia. You have the Lieutenant Governor, Winsome Sears, a black woman, a Marine Corps vet, Semper Fi, Hoorah, all that good stuff. So she won, and she's going to be a big proponent of the Second Amendment, as you can see on the screen before you. So shout out to her. She won. She has a really good story. I think there's a documentary about her on YouTube somewhere. If you want to check that out, I'll probably link to it in the description box. But she's going to be a good lieutenant governor. She replaces Justin Fairfax. The only thing I know about Justin Fairfax is that he was on some of those flyers when the last election happened. But on other flyers, they took him off, talking about, oh, well, he wasn't really needed on the flyers. It's like, well, why was he not needed on the flyers? But you had their Attorney General, Mark Herring, on there. You had the now or recent governor, Ralph Northam, and then their Attorney General, but no Lieutenant Governor. Is it because he was black? I have no idea. I'm just putting it out there for all these Democrats talking about white supremacy. And I want to address that. I'm seeing this a lot. People like Jamel Hill, you know, the former ESPN host, anchor, whatever she wants to call herself, who became a political SJW. She talking about, oh, this is white supremacy. People like Van Jones may want to say, I'm not sure if he has said it, this is a white lash. What's white got to do with it? What you going to say about Winsome Sears? You going to call her a black white supremacist? Is that what we going to do? They said that the elephant in the room, which I'm going to go ahead and get to now, might as well, critical race theory, which I think that was a turning point of this whole election. They said that critical race theory is a white dog whistle for I hate black people. It's like, what? What does that got to do with anything? Black folks, white folks, Asian, Hispanics, all parents, all races were upset about critical race theory, especially in Loudoun County. And not just CRT, but some of the more woke, ridiculous stuff that is allowed in public schools. For example, the 12-year-old girl who was assaulted in the bathroom by a 12-year-old boy because you're allowing the genders to mix in the bathrooms. And by the way, the boy's mother who did that said that the boy identifies as a boy. He was just trying to attack girls because that's what he wanted to do. So all these, quote unquote, equality rules and good rules do nothing but put kids in danger. Okay. So when you see a dad getting dragged out of a school board meeting, some may say, oh, he's a white supremacist. He doesn't want critical race theory to be taught, and he's going to fight tooth and nail against it. Some may say that, and some may take time to figure out what's going on and say, you know what? Maybe he's being dragged out of here because he's upset about his 12-year-old girl being assaulted, and then the school out there in Loudoun trying to cover it up, pretend like it didn't happen. You see what I'm saying? So critical race theory and all this LGBT, elemental P, woke stuff, all this ridiculous stuff that kids shouldn't be learning is out there. It's not about white supremacy. There was one book that I saw that I can't even show on the screen because it was sexually explicit. If I can't show it on the screen, and I'm a whole grown man right here, 40-something years old, almost 40 years old, not quite 40. But if I got grays in my beard and whatnot, and I can't show it on the screen because I know that it's inappropriate for me, and y'all shouldn't be seeing it, then why are little kids seeing it in the school? Huh? So that type of stuff is why parents were upset. And when Terry McAuliffe said that, oh, parents shouldn't be worried about it, they should just let us handle it, they shouldn't be talking about what books should be on the shelves. When he said that, that was probably the turning point, and Glenn Youngkin hopped on that, which is why I think the polls, which were not very good from him at first, speaking about Glenn Youngkin, went the other direction when Youngkin directly, attacked what the Democrats had been saying about children and parents and whatnot in school. It was a strategy that worked. Terry McAuliffe's strategy of trying to attack Youngkin, talking about, oh, he's a Trump supporter, he's Trump 2.0 or whatever, did not work at all, because every single county in the state went red, more red than they did in 2020. And lastly, shout out to the new Attorney General, Jason Miyares. Hopefully I didn't butcher his name. The first Hispanic Attorney General in Virginia. Shout out to him. He replaced Mark Herring. Now, I did a video about Mark Herring a few years back. If you've been here for a long time, you may have seen it when Mark Herring rescinded Virginia's concealed carry reciprocity with 25 other states. So if you have a concealed carry permit in, let's say, for example, North Carolina, and you want to cross into Virginia, which is right there on the border. I'm from Virginia. I used to live right there in Chesapeake, Virginia Beach. It's right on the border. So if I want to come from Elizabeth City to Norfolk with my pistol, I can't do it. I got to go to Virginia and get theirs. Like, it was this whole big crazy thing that was going on. Mark Herring was really trying to restrict Second Amendment rights. Now, luckily, the Republican-controlled state government were able to overturn what he did. But still, you don't want to have an anti-Second Amendment person in the Attorney General's seat. So Mark Herring is gone. He had been there for a while. Now we have Jason Miyares. So congrats to all three: Youngkin, Winsome Sears, Jason Miyares, Red Wave in Virginia. I'm kind of surprised, but at the same time, not really. Again, if you were to ask me 2 months ago, would this happen? I'd be like, nope, not going to happen. No chance. But here we are right now. Today, I am pleasantly surprised. And I hope that this is going to be a bellwether for 2022 and all the other races. You're talking about House, Senate, etc. And 2024 when it comes to the presidential, because I don't think that if Joe Biden has stunk it up this bad and not even the full year of being in office, I don't believe he'll do a better job in the next 3 years. But only time will tell, and I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? How do you feel about this election? Are you surprised? Not surprised? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. This is fantastic. Again, congratulations to everyone who won. Glenn Youngkin, Jason Miyares, Winsome Sears. You guys are going to do great for Virginia. I'm really proud, and I hope to see more of this in the upcoming elections. And I hope that this election has instilled some confidence in people. I was seeing people that were kind of pessimistic saying, oh, they're going to steal it, they're going to install them. No. I think the one thing that really helped this election is just the poor performance of the Democrats. Okay, they voted for the Democrats in 2020. They're not doing a good job. So, okay, they got to go. That's what's going on. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.